Very great. Welcome all the devotees for today's session on Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll continue. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tata Jayamudirayat Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So two very important shlokas is what we are discussing today, which help us a lot in understanding what our actual activities have to be. So you can all repeat after me about these shlokas. Naishkarmyam api achyut bhava varjitam na shobhate jnanam ala niranjanam
न शोभते ज्ञानम् अलम् निरञ्जनम्
कुतः पुनः शश्वत अभद्रम ईश्वरे
कुतः पुनः शश्वत अभद्रम् ईश्वरे
न च अर्पितं कर्म यत् अपि कारणम्
न च अपि कर्म यद् अपि अकारणम्
अथो महाभाग भवान अमोघ दृक्
अथो महाभाग
शुचिश्रवः सत्यरतः धृतव्रतः उरुक्रमस्य अखिल बंध मुक्तये समाधीना अनुस्मर तत् विचेष्टितम् नैष्कर्म्यम् अपि अच्युत भाव वर्जितम् न शोभते ज्ञानम् अलम् निरञ्जनम् कुतः पुनः शश्वत अभद्रम् ईश्वरे न च अर्पितं कर्म यत् अपि अकारणम् अथ महाभाग भवान अमोघ दृक्
अधो महाभाग भवान् अमोघदृक्
शुचिश्रवः सत्यरतः धृतव्रतः उरुक्रमस्य अखिल बंध मुक्तये समाधीन अनुस्मर तत् विचेष्टितम् श्रीधर प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण। नैष्कर्म्यम् अभि अच्युत भाव वर्जितम् न शोभते ज्ञानम् अलम् निरञ्जनम् कुतः पुनः शश्वत अभद्रम् ईश्वरे न चार्पितं कर्म यत् अपि अकारणम् अतो महाभाग भवान् अमोघधृत श्रुतिश्रवः सत्यरतो धृतव्रतः उर्ग्रमस्याखिल बन्धमुक्तये समाधिना स्मर तत् विशेषितम्। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। नैष्कर्म्य अपि अच्युत भवावर्जितम् न शोभते ज्ञानम् अलम् निरञ्जनम् कुतः पुनः शाश्वत अभद्रम् ईश्वरे न च अर्पितं कर्म यद् अपि कारणम् अथो महाभाग भवान् मोघदृक् शुचिश्रवा सत्यरतो धृतव्रतः उरुकर्मस्य अखिल बंध मुक्ते समाधि नानुस्मर तद विचेष्टितम्।
नैष्कर्म्यम् अपि अच्युतभाववर्जितं न शोभते ज्ञानम् अलम् निरञ्जनम् कुतः पुनः शाश्वत अभद्रम् ईश्वरे न च अर्पितं कर्म यद् अपि अकारणम् अतः महाभाग भवान् अमोघदृक् शुचिश्रव सत्यरथः धृतव्रतः उरुक्रम शिखल बंधमुक्तया समाधिना अनुस्मर
डॉक्टर
तद्विचिष्टक
कृपागौली माता जी।
Yes, Prabhuji. Naishkarmyam api achyuta bhava varjitam asobhita jnanam alam niranjanam kuta puna sasvat aparadam ishware nakarpitam karma yat api akaranam ato mahabhaga bhavan amogadre sushi sarva satya rato datta vrata Urukrama asya akila bandha muktaye samadhina anusmara tattva
आशीष प्रभु
visistikam.
जी। आशीष प्रभु जी, you are there. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of a conception of the infallible. What then is the use of fruitive activities, which are naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature, if they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord? O Vyāsadeva, your vision is completely perfect, your good fame is spotless, you are firm in vow and situated in truthfulness, and thus you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of the people in general from all material bondage.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As this referred to above, not only ordinary literatures devoid of the transcendental glorification of the Lord are condemned, but also Vedic literatures and speculation on the subject of impersonal Brahman when they are devoid of devotional service. When speculation on the impersonal Brahman is condemned on the above ground, then what to speak of ordinary fruitive work, which is not meant to fulfill the aim of devotional service? Such speculative knowledge and fruitive work cannot lead one to the goal of perfection. Fruitive work, in which almost all people in general are engaged, is always painful either in the beginning or at the end. It can be fruitful only when made subservient to the devotional service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also, it is confirmed that the result of such fruitive work may be offered for the service of the Lord, otherwise, it leads to material bondage. The bona fide enjoyer of the fruitive work is the personality of Godhead, and thus, when it is engaged for the sense gratification of the living beings, it becomes an acute source of trouble. People in general have a taste of literatures by instinct. They want to hear and read from the authorities something about the unknown, but their taste is exploited by the unfortunate literatures which are full of subject matter for the satisfaction of the material senses. Such literatures contain different kinds of mundane poems and philosophical speculations, more or less under the influence of Maya, ending in sense gratification. These literatures, although worthless in the true sense of the term, are variously decorated to attract the attention of the less intelligent men. Thus, the attracted living entities are more and more entangled in material bondage without hope of liberation for the thousands and thousands of generations. Sri Narada Rishi, being the best amongst the Vaishnavas, is compassionate towards such unfortunate victims of worthless literatures, and thus he advises Sri Vyāsadeva to compose the transcendental literature which is not only attractive but can also actually bring liberation from all kinds of bondage. Sri Vyāsadeva or his representatives are qualified because they are rightly trained to see things in the true perspective. Srila Vyāsadeva and his representatives are pure in thought due to their spiritual enlightenment, fixed in their vows due to their devotional service, and determined to deliver the fallen souls rotting in the material activities. The fallen souls are very eager to receive novel informations every day, and the transcendentalists like Vyāsadeva or Narada can supply such eager people in general with unlimited news from the spiritual world. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that the material world is only a part of the whole creation, and that this earth is only a fragment of the whole material world. There are thousands and thousands of literary men all over the world, and they have created many thousands of literary works for the information of the people in general for thousands and thousands of years. Unfortunately, none of them have brought peace and tranquility on the earth. This is due to a spiritual vacuum in those literatures. Therefore, the Vedic literatures, especially the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, are specifically recommended to suffering humanity to bring about the desired effect of the liberation from the pangs of material civilization, which is eating the vital part of the human energy. The Bhagavad Gita is the spoken message of the Lord Himself, recorded by Vyāsadeva, and the Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental narration of the activities of the same Lord Krishna, which alone can satisfy the hankering desires of the living beings for eternal peace and liberation from the miseries. Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, is meant for all the living beings all over the universe for total liberation from all kinds of material bondage. Such transcendental narrations of the pastimes of the Lord can be described only by liberated souls like Vyāsadeva and his bona fide representatives who are completely merged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Only to such devotees do the pastimes of the Lord and their transcendental nature become automatically manifest by dint of devotional service. No one else can either know or describe the acts of the Lord, even if they speculate on the subject for many years. The descriptions of the Bhagavatam are so precise and accurate that whatever has been predicted in this great literature about 5,000 years ago is now exactly happening. Therefore, the vision of the author comprehends past, present, and future. Such liberated persons as Vyāsadeva are perfect not only by the power of vision and wisdom, but also in oral reception, in thinking, feeling, and all other sense activities. A liberated person possesses perfect senses, and with perfect senses only, one can serve the sense proprietor, Rishikesh, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam, therefore, is the perfect description of the all perfect personality of Godhead by the all perfect personality Sri Vyāsadeva, the compiler of the Vedas. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखामृतंश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Vyāsadeva is discussing different kinds of literature. He has explained that any literature, Narad Muniji is saying, however nicely it is presented from rhetorical, poetical, metaphorical, grammatical point of view, but if there is no information of absolute truth, it is useless. And no saintly person will take interest in such literature. They'll simply give it up. Like we saw yesterday, the swans, they do not take pleasure in place where the crows take pleasure. So those who are saintly persons, those who are Krishna conscious, their taste is different from the persons who are just like crows. Crows will be interested in Charvita Charvanam. Like Prahlāda Mahārāja says in 7th canto 5th chapter 38 shlokas, Shri Prahlādo vacha matihina Kṛṣṇe paratah svatah va mithya vipaddeta gruha vratanam adanta gobhi vishitam tamistram punah punah charvitam charvananam. So he's saying, chewing the chewed. Already it has been chewed, and if somebody wants to try it, let me see what is the taste there. It is useless, only labor. You find that a person may have done very good business, amassed money, sales gratification, and still he is not satisfied. But still, he'll induce his sons, grandsons to the same business. He has experience in this life. Life is not pleasing. I'm not satisfied myself. But still, he'll engage his sons, grandsons to the same business, chewing the chewed. Because they have no better information. Nate vidu swarthagatimi Vishnu durashaya bhir matsahinam andha yatha andha rupina manaha te pishanta anrudamni buddha. Persons who are strongly entrapped by the consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted as their leader a guru, a similar blind man attached to external sense objects, cannot understand that the goal of life is to return home back to Godhead and engage in the service of Lord Vishnu. As blind men guided by another blind man miss the right path and fall into a ditch, materially attached man led by another materially attached man are bound by the ropes of fruitive labor, which are made of strong cords, and they continue again and again in materialistic world, suffering the threefold miseries. So when his father inquired about Prahlāda Mahārāja, where do you got all these ideas? Was a perfect devotee. And he said to his atheistic father, this cannot be achieved without being favored by a pure devotee. Naishammati ashirvad ugru krama angrim. So unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava, complete freed from material contaminations, persons very much inclined towards materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, Angram, who is glorified by his uncommon equities. Only by becoming Krishna conscious and taking shelter of the feet of the Lord can one be freed from material contamination. But nobody will be interested in the lotus feet of the Lord, because to become interested in lotus feet means to become liberated. While we are creating unnecessary necessities of life and becoming entangled, this is material life. But if one becomes Krishna conscious, interested in Krishna, then he becomes distasteful. What is this use? Nowadays, people are creating so many new games, mobile games, one game after another game after another game. And they're binding the children continuously in this material world. What is the use? But if they are Krishna conscious, they will understand it is useless. So Krishna consciousness means bhakti prareshanubhavo virakti anyatra sata. This comes in 11th canto. Devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord, detachment from other things. These three things occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the same way. That pleasure, nourishment, relief from hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating. So those who have no taste of Krishna consciousness, they're trying to be happy by unnecessarily increasing the material demands, by unnecessarily playing mobile games, by unnecessarily doing this talk and dot talk, by trying to go for shopping here and there without remembering the duty to Krishna, because they have no other information. But as soon as one is engaged in devotional service of Krishna, pareshanu anubhuti, he releases some transcendental pleasure, and as a result of that, this nonsensical pleasure becomes insignificant. So what is required is directing the persons, directing the children to wake up early and do the dressing of the deities, Vigraha Seva. Bhagavad Gita also says the same thing in 2.59. Param drishta nivartate. The embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, though the zest for sense objects remains. But seizing such engagements by experiencing the higher test is fixed in Krishna consciousness. That means when we become detestful to such abominable things, then we should know we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. Like if we are hungry, we are eating. So we know by eating how much the hunger is satisfied. You know, you're feeling strength, you're feeling pleasure. You don't need to ask somebody, am I fulfilled? No. So similarly, if our Krishna consciousness increases, the test will be that we will be disinterested with all material pleasures. And if it is not, then we are a blemish on our parents. So it is up to us what we have to do. Yamunacharya, he was an emperor. His standard of material living was very high. But later on, he became a great devotee. He happened to be the spiritual master of Ramanujacharya. He writes very nice practical experience. Yat avadhi mama chetah Krishna padar vinde nava dhamani udyatam rantumasi. In his previous life, he was very extravagant. So he says, since I have taken to Krishna consciousness and I'm enjoying daily new transcendental pleasure, being advancing myself in that science, the result is that the avadhi from that day since that day. Now, simply by thinking about this association, he says, Bhavati mukha vikara shushtu nishti varnam cha. Oh, I hate, my face immediately becomes turned. Oh, what nonsense I used to do. So the bhakti, this Krishna consciousness, the more you become advanced, more you become no more interest in this material pleasure. So Narada was advising Vyāsadeva here, you have written this Mahabharata, that's all right, it is a great epic history. History means ordinary dealings of the world. So what is the benefit here? There is nothing. No saintly person will take interest. So he's saying this kind of literature will not appeal to saintly devotees. So you write saying for the satisfaction of the saintly devotees. And he's giving the instruction, even such literature in broken language, not in proper grammar, from poetic point of view, such literature is still full. If glorifying the Supreme Lord, the saintly persons will accept it, hear it, chant it. And then he is saying this thing, Nashkarmyam api achyuta bhava varjitam. Achyuta means Krishna. Krishna's name is Achyuta. Arjuna says to Krishna, Senayo bhayo madhe ratham asthapaya me achyuta. O infallible one, please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I can see who is present here. So, Achyuta means one who is not fallible. This material civilization is like decorating the dead body. The body is dead. This is a fact. So long the soul is there, it is working, it is moving. Like this shirt right now, it is dead. But as long as it is on this body, it appears the shirt is moving, right? But if this body is not there and the shirt is kept just like this, will it move? So Narada is saying, great philosophers who are trying to elevate themselves in self-realization, if that philosophy is achyuta bhava varjitam, without Krishna consciousness, that does not look well. Philosophy should be to search out Krishna. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vedacha sarve aham eva vedya. I'm seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas am I to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. What is the Vedic knowledge searching for? So Krishna says, searching me. Aham eva vedya. I am the ultimate goal to understand. What to speak of karmis? Their whole life is abhadra. Abhadra means abominable. Like when earning money, I want to earn millions of rupees. I have to make plan. I have to do this. I have to do that. Then if I earn money, I have to invest to make it double, to keep it safe. Which bank should I keep? Should I do FD? Should I do mutual fund? Should I invest in property? What if I don't get trained? Oh, how shall I distribute to my children? Abhadra. The whole procedure is abominable, beginning to the end. Companies, they are simply full of anxieties. How to earn money, how to distribute money, how to keep it, how to spend it, how to utilize it. Therefore, it is advised that saintly persons, they should avoid it. Money is a great Maya. As soon as it comes in position, the same thing will happen. How to utilize, how to do this, do that, do that. We require money only for fulfilling the lust. So it is the beginning, from beginning to end, it is abominable. Yadyapi akataka cheti chakarasya anvaya. Therefore, we should employ our money for Achyuta, for Krishna, then it will be nice. So how can the money be utilized? Like somebody may ask, it is same money, by spending it for Krishna, how does it become nice? The question can be raised. How does it happen? It is replied in Bhagavad. It says, Chikki sitam, like milk, it is very good. But if you take more milk, then we get bowel disorder. If because of greediness, we want to take more milk, bowel complaints. And when there is bowel complaint, we go to doctor. And then what does the doctor do? He gives another milk prescription. That is yogurt. So same milk. It is poison, it is good, and it is also medicine. So similarly, this material world, there is a different type of use. If we use it for self gratification, we will be affected by material disease. If we use it for Krishna consciousness, it will elevate us to the liberated condition. Vyāsadeva is not ordinary. Narad Muni, his spiritual master, is saying he's not ordinary man. And besides that, he has taken as an incarnation, Shaktavesh Avatar, Mahabhaga, Atho Mahabhaga Bhavana Mogdrika. Your vision is without any sin, because he has dedicated his life to present the Vedic literature for the benefit of human society. They have forgotten Krishna. So let me help. Therefore, he's trying to give all Vedic literature. And that is the duty of a devotee, to give literature so that people may take benefit out of it. Like the Goswamis, right? Goswamis. Nana Shastra Vicharnika Nipanau Shadharma Sanstapakau. We have seen this in our classes earlier as well. Even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that the praise is Brihat Mridanga. Brihat means bigger, at large, bigger Mridanga. So we play Mridanga, it creates vibrations in the neighborhood quarter. But magazines like Back to Godhead, the books, it's Brihat Mridanga. And our vision. See, Vedic version, it is Anushruyat and Anuvarnayat. Anu means following. So we have to follow the Acharyas. Just like Vyāsadeva, his vision is without impediment among the Ka. While we have got for the 4 impediments. We commit error, we are conditioned, we are illusioned, we try to cheat, our senses are imperfect. So we cannot get real knowledge. So Narad Muniji is telling Vyāsadeva, please help people get the perfect knowledge by writing about Krishna, by writing about devotional service, and he will explain it further how it is important, because even if you take millions and millions of births, you will not understand Krishna. But one who understands, if he worships Krishna, then there is a very high chance that he will come back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.